Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. So, in the last 2 weeks, in the past 2 weeks, I've heard of two different families pretty much losing their home. They couldn't afford to pay the mortgage. This coronavirus done wiped them out. Hey, they were behind in the first place on their mortgage payments. Stimulus check, well, they got the stimulus check, but they were so far behind in their mortgage and so far in debt with the loans that they have taken out. You know, they went up to the bank and took out a loan to help pay the mortgage, to help pay the utilities and the bills at their home, to hold them over, carry them over for a little while. But now the interest on that loan at the bank, they're actually paying back a whole lot more than what they're borrowing. They go up here to the Advanced Financial and got a loan. Now the interest rates up at Advanced Financial are outrageous. So they have all these interest rate payments on the loans to pay, and the stimulus check didn't last too long. They were already over their head in debt. That mortgage done put them so far behind in debt. Hey, they couldn't hardly see the light of day. You know, they were so far deep in the red. They couldn't even breathe. They were living there well, they didn't own the home. The bank owns the home. They're paying that mortgage. So they're pretty much paying the rent to the bank for the mortgage company. And I don't know, they lost their job shut down. No steady flow of income anymore. This virus, wow, done pushed them right out of the house and home. It might be wise not to get out of debt, stay out of debt. You know, you're in debt with the banks, the financial companies, and the mortgage companies, and you're in debt with everybody all around the city and all around the town, and you're just living paycheck to paycheck, just scrambling all over this place, and you are in danger of losing your home at any given time. You might sit there and say, "Oh, but it would never happen to me." Keep saying that. Keep believing that. But soon or later, one of these days, that pandemic or that crisis might just affect your home life. Hey, that home that you're paying the mortgage for, that the bank still owns, the rug might just be pulled right out from under your feet one of these days. Never do know. Now, if there's something that you just have to pay a mortgage on a home, and you're so far in debt. The best thing to do is just to get out of a situation, a financial bind such as that. Because you never do know when you might just be homeless. Can't pay the mortgage. You've been paying on that home. You done paid $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 over the years for that home. But hey, you still owe $50,000, $75,000 more dollars. You can't afford to pay that mortgage, that payment this month. You can't afford it next month either. Well, you know what the bank's gonna say? They're gonna kick your ass right to the curb. And you don't get no cash refund for all that money you paid for that home. They're going to keep that money because they're greedy. They don't care how many holes you punch in the wall or how angry or mad or upset you get. Paying for a mortgage on a home. If you don't have the money to pay that mortgage for some unseen reason, well, guess what? The home goes back to the bank. You and the family are homeless. Get out of debt. Avoid them mortgage payments. You never know what pandemic or crisis might put you in a financial bind one of these days. Most likely sooner rather than later. Shalom. Shalom.